Hey, welcome back everybody. You are listening to Ultimate Affiliate Marketing. I am your host as always, it's Paul Motley here. And today we're going to talk about getting attention. Now, it's interesting because I literally just sat here right at my computer right now and I just opened up my email addresses or my email account. And I just wanted to see, I thought, what jumps out at me individually amongst all of the hundreds of emails that I've got today. One of which was really nice to get was a payment, so that jumped out straight away. And I did notice that a few people were also using emojis as well, so they kind of like jump out. Looking at it now, so these are things that you should be looking to do if you're email marketing or any type of trying to get attention from people, because we always look at the hook, the story and the offer, and we're going to go into a bit more detail about that at the moment. But what I've noticed here is that a few people are using the emojis in the subject lines. A couple of people have used capitals, and that was something that was quite interesting because when I look at the page, which has literally got about 30 or 40 email subject lines on there, the ones that jump out at me are emojis and capitalized. So that's an interesting thing. I don't know. It could be different for you, but by all means, go into your emails and actually see what is jumping out at you. But that's basic stuff because I want to make sure that you are learning how to get attention. And that's going to go for whether you're selling something or whether you're trying to get organic traffic on Facebook or anything that you're trying to do. It always starts out with trying to grab attention in the first place, which is what we call the hook. So, and the best kind of hooks are either sort of like the style, how to do this without doing that, sort of like that sort of style. But also laying heavily on what's in it for them. So it's kind of wants to be more angled, if you like, towards a benefit that they will receive. Because if I just posted something like, how I was able to run 100 meters in 10 seconds, then, you might think, that's great. But a better headline would be to how to improve your PB over 100 meters or something like that. So you got to look at it and think, right, what's my customer or is going to think? Why are they going to be interested in it? And how can I get them to go to the next stage? And the next stage is where we talk about the story. And ideally, you want to be able to use these hook story offers in everything that you do, whether it's within your emails, whether it's on your Facebook, whether if you do webinars, whether you do landing pages, whether you do sales pages, anything like that. If you can apply these principles, then you will have a greater chance of success. So it kind of makes sense to actually try and look at it every time you're starting to do something, every time you want someone to do a certain or take a certain action. So even if you're like doing a video or something like that, try and run it through that. Most of the time these days, if I'm looking on YouTube, and it always starts out, and this is how you kind of format. Your format starts off with the main goal or the main benefit they're going to receive by watching the video, and that is going to hook them in. And then you go into the story behind it, and the story could be how you've managed to achieve something, how you've overcome problems, how you started out, where you led to, what your ups and your downs and everything else like that, and what you sort of like managed to learn along the way and pass that information on. And then you progress on to the offers. And the offer, it doesn't have to be buy my stuff. The offer could be a simple like a call to action. It might be, subscribe. Like I do on these podcasts. I ask people to subscribe to the podcast so they don't miss anything else out, because I'm doing these once a day. There is a lot for you to learn, and I've done a ton of them already. There's some great stuff in the podcast episodes I've already completed on. So like I said, drop a subscribe on. Always great to get a rating on there. And if you go to the show notes, you are actually going to get access to my free affiliate toolbox. So I just want to pause there for a second. Hopefully you recognize what I just did. I actually went through the hook, a little bit about the story, and then the offer. So the hook was to how you can learn more great stuff and how you can progress in your business. And what was the story behind it? The story was the fact that I built these podcasts for you guys. I've put lots of time, I've put lots of effort in, I've put so much value out there, I've done a ton of them previously now, and the offer right at the end was simply asking for people to subscribe and go and listen to the other podcast episodes, but also compounding that in, so almost like offer stacking, so even more value. Go and get access to the Ultimate Affiliate Toolbox. Links in the show notes. And that is how I was able to put that together. And I didn't take too long thinking about it. It just kind of came out. But I knew that that would be a great example for you guys. And I thought this is something that people can use and they should be using all the time. So you start off with the hook, then you present your story or your journey. If you want to call it a journey, you can do that too. And then the offer or the call to action, whichever way you want to put it. And it's exactly the same as all those emails that I've just been looking at there as well. They started out with a decent headline, which hooked my attention. I then opened the emails, I read what was going on, and then the idea of any email should be to click a link to go to take an action, whether that be to go to their YouTube, whether it be to subscribe to their podcast, whether it be to go to their website, go to their Facebook group, subscribe to them on, or follow them on Instagram or anything like that. You know, all these different call to actions that you could possibly make, or even go and buy their stuff, right? I get those too. I'm sure you do. But it's this sort of mentality that I want you to take forward in things that you're doing now, especially as affiliate marketers. Think with the end goal in mind and how you can get people to follow you along to complete that journey to where they actually make a purchase. And that is where you get your commission from. Okay, so you need to make sure that you are following that sort of principles, because the more you can load up on the front end, the more you're going to get off the back end. So the more value you're going to give out, the better you are going to be going forward, because people are going to, obviously the whole thing again about know, like and trust. You know, you're building this rapport up with people, you're building trust with them, you're providing value, and you know, they get to know you along the way. And ultimately, if you've got something of value for them and it can solve a problem for them, then you're more likely to get those sales come in. So anyway, another short one tonight, but I am super pumped about this week. It's been an amazing week so far. I've got some incredible things coming up. I can't wait for you guys to hear it. Well, people will know this and might not know this, depending on when you're listening to it. I am sort of like very quietly eking out my Dream Car Mentor course, which you can get if you go to dreamcarmentor.com, where I'm going to teach people how to actually get to, it's basically to win the ClickFunnels Dream Car Award. And for those people that don't know, ClickFunnels is a software with a service, and it's kind of like a landing page builder, a sales page builder, a webinar page builder, whatever you want to call it, anything like that. And if you get like 100 accounts as an affiliate, ClickFunnels are going to pay you obviously the recurring income from those accounts plus another $500 towards your car. And that's something I qualified for last year, so I wanted to share my knowledge and give you something that you could actually go forward with and be successful with and work with me directly. So anyway, enough waffling around with that one. I didn't want to try and say too much about it, but unfortunately I had to. So I almost felt obligated to mention it because it is my podcast after all. Anyway, I do appreciate you guys listening. I'm sure a bunch of you are listening every day, so thank you out there. You know who you are. I know who you are for the most part as well, which is great. And I look forward to doing this again tomorrow.